I became pregnant and was due to give birth in my 9th month. During this time, my blood pressure increased and I was in tremendous pain. As a result, I was transported to the hospital. When I arrived at the hospital, the doctors informed me that I would be unable to give delivery normally. They must operate on me. As a result, I got admitted. Doctors told me that I was extremely fortunate to be alive, because many pregnant women in this scenario did not survive. I am grateful to God for my life. I was put to sleep during the surgery so that the doctors could do a very effective operation. I experienced this dream while sleeping. I'm not sure if I should call this a dream or a vision, but I'll tell you what I saw. Please forgive me because I'm having trouble remembering some portions of the experience. The last nurse who attended to me before I fell asleep said something strange before leaving. I'm not sure if she was speaking to me, but this confused me and kept me pondering. She stated that we just know the present, which we can bear, but we don't know what will happen tomorrow. She said this in a depressed tone. That night, before the surgery, I prayed as I lay silently on my bed, wondering about what the nurse said, whether it had anything to do with me. But then something strange happened and I felt like I was far away from the hospital. I suppose something happened when my spirit was transported from the hospital, but I don't remember what happened next. The next thing I saw was myself standing on the beach. Instead of the usual sea green-blue color, the sea was pure white. Then I noticed the sea rolling over so many times with a tremendous wave. The sea appeared to be angry. I heard a lot of strange voices, but I couldn't see anyone. It was only me by myself when suddenly strong winds blew in from the ocean and I saw a wild animal emerge from the middle of the sea. It resembled a human, was huge, had a strange body, and had the head of a beast. But that individual had a fish-like body that resembled a whale, and it screamed like it was wailing, which shook the earth I was standing on, and filled me with horror and panic. But after a while, I watched it move away, and the next thing I remember seeing was the creature appearing in what appeared to be a metropolis filled with so many humans, young and old, who were all screaming very loudly. This time, their screams rocked the city so severely that an earthquake occurred. Then I observed something being blown into the sky that resembled a notice board with large letters on it. I observed 3 digits. The digits 9, 9, and 9 are surrounded by a circle. The following word outside the circle was an earthquake. As a result of the earthquake, so many horrible events occurred throughout the city. I witnessed buildings crumble, so many vehicle accidents, and so many deaths. During the earthquake, many people were entrapped and died. It lasted for a bit and then ceased. During this entire time, the creature stood there and observed the events. Then, following the cessation of the earthquake, the strange sea creature that I saw emerging from the sea released another catastrophe upon the city. I was the only person in the city to see it, and after it committed this horrific act, it flew away. In the dream, the monster appeared content after doing so, and it laughed as it flew away. After the disaster struck the city, it was as if the entire world had been cast into hell. It felt like the beginning of an eternity of pain and suffering. There was a severe economic crisis, and the prices of all consumable goods jumped, and I observed numerous shop owners concealing their wares from customers. Because there was a scarcity of goods and services at the time, they concealed for their own personal gain and prevented people from purchasing. People were so selfish at the expense of others that although they had money, they could not find what they desired. During this moment, I observed writings on all the city's walls. 2023 plus economic hardship was written in red ink on every wall in the city. There were food shortages everywhere, with women and children suffering the most. The hunger was so severe that people became famished and sickly. I was relocated from where I stood. I witnessed civil wars and international warfare. I observed people on the east and west sides of the city who were affected with a peculiar illness that spread with a single bite from one person to the next. The entire city was entirely transformed. There was neither joy nor peace. Despite the fact that every home was filled with agony and sorrow, so many people engaged in disgusting and wicked behavior. There was great violence everywhere, and people's souls were filled with wrath, hatred, and greed. Only a few individuals were filled with love. Then I heard a loud male voice from the sky saying, "I know my children, I know my children."